Hello, guys. Welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host, Sam, and we are back again with another one. And I'm excited because this is the video where we will be covering everything that has been happening over Liverpool and all the news that are coming out or the current and everything. This is Sunday Night Live, people. We continue with the trend from yesterday. We are here to cover all the news that you've been all kept up to and everything that has been happening, as well as the analysis of the Liverpool versus Sevilla game, because I can't really be able to cover the game that was played lastly because somehow all the feeds that I had could not allow me to watch the game. And even though all those who watched it told me that you did yourself justice by not watching the game, I'm just saying. But all in all, guys, welcome back to the Football Connect, and it's gonna be an interesting one because we have some interesting updates. Virgil van Dijk update. Honestly, did some things to say, and we need to look an in-depth look. So if you're gonna stay at the end of this video, I'm going to be doing some interesting PowerPoint analysis of Liverpool versus Sevilla in a game which we won by 4-1. Reactions on the Football Connect, the main channel. You can go check it out. The player reaction or ratings, I did them on this channel, so you can all find out and check it out exactly after this video, because I was trying by all means to look at how the game was like, and really we covered so many things. So it's going to be interesting to hear your thoughts in the comment section. But we have a lot of things to talk about, people. We need to talk because there are so many questions that we need some answers for, and I think it's going to be interesting to hear from you guys and anyone who's watching and what your thoughts are, because somehow the things you think that they're making progress, there's always something that comes out and it destroys your belief in everything that you're working on. So that's what we're going to be talking about here. Yes, I am talking about the Zubimendi deal, but that's not really what I'm here for. I want to start with the Virgil van Dijk deal. What is happening with Liverpool and the Virgil van Dijk deal? Because today he came out and I think he really said so perfectly. This is what our captain, our club captain, had to say over his contract when he was asked about it with the news. And I think that was the right thing to say, really, when it came to this. So he was asked. Virgil van Dijk says that Liverpool have not yet offered him a new contract yet. There is no changes at the moment. I think we should make some signings based on how long the season will go, but they are working on it behind the scene, and I'm fully convinced and trusted the club they will do the right things for us. That is my main that the main thing is I'm focused on is that is the main thing I'm focused on, having the trust, and we'll see what happens. That's what he says. So what we are being confirmed here is that Liverpool captain is just confirming, after we were told at the beginning of the season that Liverpool are going to make some interesting transfers. They're going to bring the right players who will be participating. Yet the captain of the club is coming out and is telling us that there's nothing that is happening at the moment, and the only thing he can focus on right now at the moment is only focus on his own progression as a player and what he can do this season. And now as a person, you have to wonder, what has the club been working on? Because if I remember so well, I was told for a long period of time that Liverpool will only be doing deals after this thing. The first thing that they're going to be focusing on is the 3 players who are only left with 1 year. They gave us Salah, they gave us Virgil van Dijk, and also Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yet we are 1 week away from the season starting, and we are being told that the captain there is not yet being approached. But of course, I get that. That is the one thing that I'm wondering: what exactly Richard Hughes and the team has actually been working on, if they're not working on bringing making sure that the right players and the people we need at the club, the captain, for example, stays for a long time. It raised so many questions. But also, you can also come with this different angle. Another narrative, in my own view, you can also look at it and say that maybe the reason why the Virgil van Dijk deal has not moved is because of how the delays on the Trent Alexander-Arnold deal, because that is something that we've been given. All the reports have really confirmed that the deal's being worked on, something is happening, and it's just a matter of time before we are told that something has changed on the Trent Alexander-Arnold deal. So that's the only way we can look at this situation and say that, okay, maybe just because of that situation, that's what has delayed the Liverpool from making some signings. And I get it. we need some movement. We need our captain to be kept for even at least 2 years or something, because it's really important. We saw him playing today, Arnold ball today, and it felt like he has been playing this for a long time. And like I said, it's really amazing to watch what's really happening with this manager and what he's doing for us. And I cannot wait to see what happens. So that's the thing that we're going to be focusing on as we go with this season, because there is a lot of things, like I always say, to cover when it comes to all the decisions and everything that is being done. And the manager has to have a team ready, which will make sure that we'll perform when we need him. What about Ancelotti? We need to talk about some of the comments that he made today after being asked in terms of the performance of today's games that we were watching. I think we watched so many of the games. The first one was, let me see. I think this was before the game. Oh, okay, let me just put it on the video so that we read it before the Martin Zubimendi situation. I don't want to get into the Zubimendi situation at the moment. Let's focus on what the manager had to say. And that's the only thing that we cover at the moment, unless and until I need to talk about the Martin Zubimendi situation. So, what was the manager had to say after the games we played today? So, Ancelotti was asked about Seth van der Berg did not play today. Load of management. That is a hint to confirm that there's some discussion over his transfers which are happening, people. That's why he said lots of management. We don't want to take risk on him and getting injured. We thought it was best not to start him today and not also deserve to play. So that's one thing that we can confirm, because there is no way in God's green earth the manager who has really been relying and he's been using this guy for such a long time and actually enjoying watching him and enjoying the way he has been playing can just come out of nowhere and tell us that, okay, so the reason why I did not start one of the players who have played so many games for me in the preseason is while he was on the bench is because we did not really want to start him. We didn't want to get him risk unless there are movements in the transfer window. What I can confirm to you people is this: he will be moving. That's the reason why today he did not start. And it seems like maybe Liverpool are actually working on a deal so that he can be ready to move. And when you think about it, it does make sense. The guy wants to leave. He has been talking about it. If I'm not getting game time, then I have to leave. So sometimes you have to respect other people's wishes, because if you continue holding them when they don't want to be in the team, it's a waste of time. I really had a feeling that he was going to have one of the best seasons in Liverpool this season, but somehow the guy is really, really out there. He wants to talk so much. He wants to tell us of the movement. He wants us to always be worried over what's going to happen in his future. So I don't really have to talk more about that. That's what he wants, and I think he's going to be moving. So what can we say about that? So that's one thing that he talked about, the situation over the player who wants to leave Liverpool. And it seems like there are teams that are working on that, and they'll make sure that something happens over the deal. But there were also some other things which he was added, and we are going to be continuing with this. So Ancelotti was talking about it's important. It's an important week, an important year to come. We have a lot of good things, but a big list of things we have to improve. It's normal that we are far from perfect, but even being far from the perfect, we can also score 4 goals. So that's really important. So remember, there was a story which came out that the manager wants to hold so many of this Liverpool team in high standards. And if he's talking about that we are still far from perfection after we just scored 4 goals, imagine what's going to happen when we are actually playing to the level that he really wants to see. He is expecting high standards, and so many of the players, they just came. I think some have only a week. So it makes sense that they're not playing the way he wants to see. But it will make sense really, really very, very soon. So I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section over the manager's thoughts and what he was talking about over how the club is not really yet on the perfect of what he's expecting, but they're already giving one of the best performance in terms of what they're giving us in the game. There's still, of course, a lot to improve on, and I think we did see that today, that Liverpool still needs to improve on a lot of things, but we'll see how the situation plays out. And continuing with some of the words which the manager had to say, he said also, sorry for that. He said that, Anslot, we have always been looking if we can strengthen the squad, but it is not easy. If you saw both games today, I have inherited a really strong team. If we can still strengthen the squad. So of course, he doesn't want to give out so much over what's happening with what Liverpool are working on, but he's talking about how the team is so strong, and it's really been difficult for him to have an idea in terms of how to actually strengthen the team, because as much as we want to see some transfers, as much as we want to see the here we go, the done deal, it's not going to be easy to strengthen those players. The only thing that we've been having a problem over for the past seasons is to just have a DM, and somehow the players who can come in as DMs, they still make it really, really impossible to see the direction over where we are going as a team. So I'm just hoping that something is really done over this one, because I cannot be wasting on just some hope and seeing what happens, because we need to see some deals being done, and we need to see Liverpool actually moving and showing us that they have a direction over how they're going to be approaching this season. The other thing that was also said by the manager, in which is really important to actually talk about, which was let me put it over the deal which was reported on Fabio Carvalho yesterday, that he's leaving and is going to be joining Brentford on a permanent deal. So slot on Fabio Carvalho's absence today. He said, from what I've been told, there's an agreement in place, but I haven't spoken with our club, and I was fully focused on the games, so I don't know exactly what the status of him is, but that was why he wasn't selected today. That gives you an idea that he is only the manager. We were told about this role, and I know we still need more understanding and clarity over how his role is really going to be working like. But as you can see, people, he's a man who's just focused on his team. He only wants to see his team succeed. The rest of which is happening, it's really not going to be something that he focuses on, because he has to see his team giving him something that he can actually hold on to. So I think he's really answering the questions that he's being asked the right way, because it doesn't put so much pressure on him. It doesn't put so many eyes on him, on whatever that is happening, and it's really focusing on exactly what happens over the team and what we can really expect to see. Okay, so that was what we saw from what Ernest had just said today, what Virgil van Dijk said about today, expecting signings and giving us an update on his contract. There is some news that we need to cover, and we are getting into the news. And before I go to the saga that everyone is expecting me to talk about, which by the way is already giving me a headache really, we're gonna focus on some news that we have to just been told. And I love this young kid came out himself before going on the loan, which was confirmed for him that he'll be going on loan. Louis Kumas came out on live on X, people. He came out on X and literally confirmed that he has signed a new deal with Liverpool. So this is what he had to say, and there was already shown some pictures, as you can see on the screen there. 2029 done, deal done. Oh my god, I wish he had just said here we go like Fabrizio Ramon. Happy to sign my new contract and commit my future to LFC. Thank you to everyone involved in the journey so far, and they developed me into the player I'm becoming. Moments like this are all the hard work and the sacrifice worth of. So that's an amazing thing, as you can see, is really having with the people who was next. I think that's his father, enjoying signing his contract, and that means after doing this, he will be moving on to the loan deal. Remember, we talked about it yesterday. We gave you an update over the Kumas that he could be going on loan, and I think this just confirms the Liverpool wanted to tie him on a long contract, and after that move him on, because it's really important that to know that he's going to be with the team for a long period of time, because that helps the club to plan on what they're going to be getting from him. So I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section, and I hope you're clicking the like button and subscribing to the Football Connect. The best way you can support us here, it's really, really important, because we still have so much to cover. Remember, I told you there's still an analysis of today's game which has to be done, but there are still other news that I have to cover before I go to the main news that everyone has been waiting on, and I'm going to talk about that last. There's just a news that I just passed it right now because I don't think I need to talk about right now, because there is an update over what could be happening over one of the players who has been performing so well in the preseason, who is Luis Diaz. So according to some news that I've just received today, and I think we all received this from James Pierce, talking about everything that is happening over the Diaz situation. So what we had today was this. As you can see on the screen, we were told that only a significant offer above £50 million would tempt Liverpool to consider selling Diaz. Barcelona's recent signing of Dani Olmo makes a move for Diaz even more unlikely. So that's him literally confirming that Luis Diaz is going nowhere unless PSG comes out of nowhere and says that, okay, we want him. But as we have been seeing situation moving, I don't think that he's going to be going anywhere, to be honest. So that was just something that I needed to keep you updated with, because I've heard that there are some situations that could be happening, but to be honest, in terms of all our knowledge and everything that is happening, there's nothing we can hold on to here right now at the moment. But it's exciting. Let's see how a situation plays out like. And again, I'm still receiving news over the Zubimendi situation. And to be honest, I've never said this on a deal. It's screaming. Oh, no, just wait, you guys. Are you going to hear my thoughts? Because I know that I do have some interesting thoughts to talk about when it comes to the Zubimendi situation. So let's see what happens. Let's really see what happens, because it's really important. It's really important what I'm going to be saying over this, because Deportivo just came out to say something over the Zubimendi situation, and I'm going to give you my thoughts over the deal. But the other thing that I need to talk about before we go to the Zubimendi deal, it's none other than the Gravenberch situation, because I think today we saw an interesting performance from the player, and I think you have to hold on to things like this, people. It's really important because it gives us a direction over where Liverpool could be going this season. And this is what happened on today on the Gravenberch, and this is what the reports are saying over Gravenberch. They're saying that, okay, while Liverpool pursuit on Real Sociedad, the midfielder Martin Zubimendi goes on, Slot will likely be picking from his current crop for the number 6 role against Ipswich. Sorry for the Ipswich fans. Sorry for that. I didn't know how I pronounced it. That it was really wrong. It would seem that Ryan Gravenberch is in the poor position to start for Liverpool. So I think it makes sense. I talked about this in my build up to the game yesterday. If you tuned in live, you heard me mentioning that I do believe that the player who actually is going to be playing in this situation has to be Ryan Gravenberch, because in a way it felt like he was fitting so well into this Liverpool squad. In that number 6, he was becoming more comfortable. And today, one thing that we saw actually next to McAllister, it's actually a good thing, because he was really feeling the players playing so well, and it was amazing to watch. So that's something that you can really hold on to, because those are the little things we need as a squad to actually be ready for the new season. So I think that's the only thing that we can all wait on right now, which is going to lead me into today's saga that has been going on, and I have never felt so tired about the saga that it keeps going for such a long time than this one. The reason why I'm saying this, because people, come on. We need to have resolution over this deal, because right now when I look at it, maybe the journalists are not making it easy for us, because to be honest, these guys have been starved of information by Liverpool, and at the moment they get to hold something in terms of information from Liverpool, they are gonna throw everything they can to try to make the information juicy, as good as much as they can. And I think maybe that could be the thing that is happening here. But whenever the gods, when I'm talking about the gods, I'm talking about the tier 1 journalist comes up with situations like this. So this is what we heard from Paul Joyce, and it's really important to listen to what he said, because it gives us a direction over what's happening here. And I cannot I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section over this one. So this is what Podge had to say. Let me put it right on the screen here so that you can see what our tier one journalist had to say over the Zubimendi situation. So, of course, I'm taking it from David Kopp. Listen to this. So, Liverpool are hoping that Martin Zubimendi will confirm he's willing to move to the Merseyside. Liverpool were led to believe that the Spanish player was prepared to make a switch, very important, to Anfield, although the 25-year-old is mulling over whether to actually break the ties with his boyhood club. That's what Podge said to say today in the report which came out. And it just raises so many questions, really, to be honest, because everyone are looking at this and they're thinking that, okay, we are about to be receiving some good news. And this bomb comes out. It just makes situations even a bit difficult. It just keeps us wondering, okay, what exactly is Liverpool working on? Because we need to see some movement, and this is what we're being told about. And you can wonder now what's going to be happening, because I did not expect to be hearing from the tier one that we're still being told that Liverpool are hopeful. Liverpool are hopeful. It should not be something that is happening at the moment. But also, the story did not just end there, because also some of the what can I say? Some of the Spain media came out. Materon, I don't know how you pronounce that. He said Martin Zubimendi is very attracted by Liverpool's offer, but he still has doubts about leaving Real Sociedad. That's what he had to say, and it just maybe in a way goes well with what Podge was just saying. And as much as we want this situation to end, it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon, and we need some important news to come out so that we see the direction of the club, so that we know exactly what Liverpool are working on. But before I actually give you my own thoughts over the Zubimendi situation, I need to finish up all the journalists which have come up and everything which is being said. Remember yesterday what Deportivo said? I'm just going to give you a hint. I'll just put it on the screen so that you can read it as well. I think we were all here yesterday when I broke this news, where Deportivo said that Liverpool have committed to Real Sociedad. Liverpool have communicated to Real Sociedad that they are ready to pay for Martin Zubimendi's £51 million release clause immediately. It seems like the Reds might have gotten tired of negotiating on a different structure with Real Sociedad. That's what they said yesterday, and somehow some of the tier ones comes out and say nothing about this. Then another story comes out. Liverpool are ready to activate Martin Zubimendi's release clause to Sociedad next week, and you wonder, what does that even mean? We are ready, but why is it not happening? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. If reports are correct, Liverpool are ready to activate the release clause. Positive sign, as Liverpool would only activate the release clause if Martin Zubimendi gives the green light. So that's the thing we have on the saga at the moment, people. English journalists are still coming out and saying that they still hope on the Liverpool side, while Spain side are coming out and giving us news that, okay, they are ready to see the movement. So what are my thoughts over the Zubimendi situation? So I'm going to look at this camera really and try to give you my thoughts on this one, because it's really, really irritating me the way the situation is going. I do believe that Martin Zubimendi wants to come to Liverpool. And as he wants to come to Liverpool, of course, he doesn't want to break the ties with the boyhood club. That is all honesty and the truth. And it all makes sense, because it gives us an idea over what's happening here, over the Zubimendi situation. But the other thing, he's coming from a club with which he has been there for such a long period of time. It's coming from a club which he started playing there when he was 12 years old. Oh, don't worry. Now we have the history, people. We've been going through this deal for such a long time now. It's now in our head. So it's coming from a club which has been there for almost over 12 years, since he was 12. Now he's 25 years old. So you can do the math to understand why it's been difficult. I would expect Trent Alexander-Arnold, if he's moving, to actually go into that situation, because He has been in Liverpool for almost his whole entire life. But the problem is this. Next week, the Premier League, both the Premier League and La Liga starting. We were told of reports, I don't know how true this is, but he said he wants his future sorted before the beginning of La Liga. And I do think that maybe he had asked the Liverpool to give him until over the weekend to sort his information out in terms of making the decision over where the situation goes. So that if he's going to tie down with the boyhood club, he'll come out and say it properly that he's ready to move on. And I do believe that is still the case. That's the situation which has happened when it comes to his movement to the boyhood club. But it doesn't mean that even though he has done that, it's going to be as easy as we think, as 1, 2, 3, as we want it as the fans. We want to situations moving. We want to see Liverpool moving in terms of all that decision and all the things that they want. But it's not going to come out as easy as that. So we might have to be really honest with ourselves and understand that this is going to take longer than we want it to take. And let's hope that by the end before we go to the new season, before we start building up for the new season, this situation is sorted. And I'm hoping that we can see a better direction, or we can actually be looking on a different direction after this situation is actually dealt with. But one thing I want to know from you guys, what do you think of the Zubimendi situation? Do you believe that this will be done as soon as possible, or it's just going to keep escalating, developing, taking time, wasting time like we are experiencing? Because we need to see the direction of where this deal actually goes to. Because if it doesn't, people, I don't even know what I can say no more. I'm tired. Because let me tell you, to be honest, when I'm looking at this deal, it's now starting to give me those Moises Caicedo vibes where he was supposed to have come to Liverpool. We had to wait. But at least with the Moises Caicedo situation, he had told us straightforward that he doesn't want to come to the club. He doesn't want to hurt the team that has been working on the deal for such a long time, in which at that moment was Chelsea, which made sense. But also on the Lavia situation, where they also ended up refusing because he felt that we prioritized Caicedo more than him, and he decided to go to Chelsea. We are people who are emotional. We are afraid of how this situation is looking like, and we need progression. We need to see direction as soon as now. But we are not gonna I'm not gonna come here and lie to you and tell you that the things are just gonna move as fast as they can, because that's never gonna be the truth. The fact of the matter is that we are gonna see this deal progress this as much as it can. If it's slowly, yes, in that slowly situation, but we should be ready for whatever that comes. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. What do you think of Liverpool working on all the things that they're working on, and how do you see them getting things done? To be honest, how do you see them getting things done? Because we need to have something done before the time is gone. So remember, I told you that I was going to come and do the analysis of the Liverpool game against Real Sociedad. I think we've reached that moment where I'm going to look at the game, look at how individual players were working like, and how it's really going to help the team under Slot and what he's trying to achieve. And I think just to be thanks to the person that I'm going to be revealing on X, who gave a better and a good analysis over what he saw, the movement, and a good graphic that I can use for you guys to actually understand what's happening here. So I'm going to be putting it right now on the screen here so that maybe you get to understand what I'm talking about. So, of course, we know that Slot says that Liverpool plays a 4-3-3 formation like Jurgen Klopp, but of course this 4-3-3 is different, where we see one midfielder playing alongside the strikers who's very high, while the other one is a guy who goes up front and the other one remains deep, or they can exchange as they go because it is a double pivot. It's been really amazing to see that. But also one thing we can see, they were starting to see patterns of how we expect the ball passing movement should be moving like. And today's game, looking at the main players who, by the way, I think they are the guys who are actually going to be playing this game, we got to see a better of what Arne Slot wants to achieve in this Liverpool team. We got to have a better understanding on what he really expects to see from this Liverpool squad. So I want you to look at this. The build-up is really important for Liverpool. So I want you to look at how the situation stands when they're building up from the back. Virgil van Dijk is holding the ball here at 16 minutes, and next to him, of course, is Konza, Tsimikas. Look where Tsimikas is, and look at where Trent Alexander-Arnold is. I do believe just by that image, you can have an idea and think that the reason Trent Alexander-Arnold is on the other side is because the direction which Virgil van Dijk is facing. It looks like he wants the ball to move the other direction rather than the Tsimikas side, as well as maybe when Konza is holding the ball goes on the other side. I don't really know. But read to what Mark Son had to say. He said that Liverpool kicked off with their usual narrow 4-2 build-up, the fullbacks holding minimum width, inviting pressure with compact setup of 6 players. You see those 6 players, right? The 4 at the back, Trent Alexander-Arnold very close, Tsimikas are there, and you can see where Gravenberch and McAllister are standing. It's really important. That's how Liverpool are going to be building like every season. The real situation is that look at how many Sevilla players are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 players of Sevilla are being pulled by the build-up of Liverpool, because they're the ones who are appearing on this picture. They're being pulled by these 6 players on the other side. But it's really important how they go. This forces the opposition to close the central lanes, leaving wider spaces open, where Liverpool can, where the Reds compact areas with the blue and stuff like that. So let me show you something that was put here. And this is really important. Look at that as well. This gives an understanding of what we were talking about. These 6 players are still there. Virgil van Dijk, Konza, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Gravenberch, McAllister. They're building up. And what happens is this. Being narrow as they are, trying to play the game, it forces Sevilla's 6 players to come close to try and work it out, which opens up space that if Virgil van Dijk, like in this image, passes the ball to Tsimikas. Tsimikas have the space to take advantage to pass the ball to Diaz, or maybe not even pass to Diaz, pass to McAllister, or he might even pass to Diaz. Then Diaz to run there, he might even pass the ball back to McAllister and produce that bounce back that we've been seeing, that maybe it comes to McAllister and McAllister maybe give it to Jota or maybe to Szoboszlai because they are opportunity. Or maybe Van Dijk passes it to Gravenberch, which Gravenberch is either going to be able to pass to Jota, as you can see, or maybe pass it to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has space to pass it to Salah as well, to Szoboszlai. So just that by looking at the build-up, it shows an amazing opening that shows that Liverpool can take advantage and really destroy his players on the wings. And maybe that's exactly what the manager is really working really hard to do. Liverpool have 2 main routes to the field of third, but it requires specialists to maximize effect. Also, tempo changes is crucial for Sloth's team to build up patiently, but once a forward pass, the shift into transaction mode, aiming to finish the attack from the minimal touches. Because as you can see, whenever the ball is here, where Virgil van Dijk is holding, that was going to be doing either pass it to Konsa, pass it back to Alisson, pass it to Tsimikas. Tsimikas brings it back to this. It's always slow. The build-up is patient because they'll be looking at the movement of the opponent. It's really important to analyze the movement of the opponents because it opens up spaces in which Liverpool can take advantage of, either on the right side where Salah is or on the left side where Diaz is. And don't forget, today we got to see it. Trent Alexander-Arnold, even though it's not really shown here, is still using his advantage of hitting the long balls, which makes the game even more exciting to really have the team. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. Just watch how quickly they moved in transaction from Diaz goal in the first half. The tempo changed, and the third main combination, I think we've talked about this before. If I've not talked about it here, I think I did the analysis on the Football Connect channel, which I advise that you go subscribe to and go check it out, where we did see the ball going to Jota, and Jota was able to bring the ball back to McAllister. McAllister gave it to to Tsimikas, I think, and Tsimikas was able to pass it to Diaz, and Diaz had some movement, and it was a goal. Or maybe it was McAllister's assist. I'm not really sure. You can go check it out and maybe correct me in the comment section here, people. And let's talk about the specialists who are needed in the system. One, number 6, who thrives under pressure and never gives the ball away. Slot has tested several players here. Endo, Gravenberch, Jones, Soboslai, McAllister, and Basatic. Even though I still feel like Basatic has not been used so well on that situation, but we have seen, and at the moment, the one who has passed with flying colors of all the players who have been mentioned today is Gravenberch. That's why he was on today's game, because he's showing that he can do that. Yet, while the club are still working on the Zubimendi situation, they have that player who can do that. So it's really important to do that, because it's going to help the team to build something special. So you have to keep an eye on this one, because I don't think it's going anywhere far. Trust me on this one. While most can play as the second player in the double pivot, the primary number 6 remains unclaimed. Enter Zubimendi. Check out his stat bomb chart with 0.8 in passing under pressure, top 2, or I think it's top 8 in passing under pressure, top 2 in lost balls. He's a tailor-made for Slot's approach. Look at that. To those people who does understand that graphic, it's really important that you look at it. This is what he offers Zubimendi passes. As you can see, he's on the 90% average value, everything. That's the reason why Liverpool wants Zubimendi. He is the guy who will make Slot ball start to make sense. So, I don't know. We are going to still be waiting on this Zubimendi situation, and we will see what happens here. But it's exciting. It's really, really exciting. The second option is finding a winger in a 1v1 against opposition fullback by the sideline. At Feyenoord, Slot had 2 wingers maximum, and I think this one for this, but at Liverpool only Diaz is fit for this prover, and he tends to drift central more. So there has to be something that is done there. Slot's vision of a transitional game, although different from Klopp's, could unlock Liverpool's full potential with the this artificial creation and transaction, but they could use another proper winger to hold width and explore the spaces. That's why I do believe that there will be a signing for Salah as an understudy, because we are looking at the situation over how the situation will play out like. But we have to keep an eye on this one. So we need to have another one, because as much as Salah is still working, he's going to move on. And I think at some point we did see Salah coming here, receiving the ball, and Soboslai taking advantage of that space which was open on the side. Maybe in some moments he's going to use more of Soboslai to take advantage of that. We will see what happens here. However, the biggest weakness of the ball, however, the biggest weaknesses of the ball, they are 4-4-2 or 4-2-4 pressing, sees wingers caught in 2 minds, cover the full backs or pressure the center backs. The undecided needs addressing if Liverpool wants to compete for the Premier League's best. Especially look at this. That's an example of Salah not knowing, should I go press here or should I go back and cover this guy? While Trent Alexander-Arnold, that fullback, McAllister and Gravenberch taking advantage of all this space. So it's really going to be interesting to see how they work on it. And it's going to be interesting. So in summary, to execute Slot bomb effectively, Liverpool needs a press resistant number 6 like Zubimendi, and probably another proper winger to hold the width. Addressing these gaps could elevate their game to next level. So thank you very much, Mr. Mark. You have given us an interesting insight over what Liverpool needs to do if we are going to be seeing Slot ball in full effect, or if we are going to see what Slot is really working on like. And it's going to be exciting, to be honest. It's really going to be exciting to see how he works on to that. And also, I think lastly, this is really important just to give you an idea over the stats and everything that we did see from the players playing under this slot ball, which we're still, to be honest, still getting used to, and the players need to understand how they will approach this. So this is how the setup was like. Let me put that on the screen. I think you're already seeing it here. Yeah, that's how it looked like, really, to be honest. That's how Liverpool game was like in terms of numbers, and how the slot ball was really in full effect, and how much maybe it could even get better with the right players under slot. So we have to wait on that one and see how Liverpool works on that. So as you can see, these are the players. Let me just do this before I finish up. McAllister had an amazing game. Gravenberch, that's why maybe he did struggle. The reason why his ratings is a bit lower is because he did lose the ball, I think 3 times today in the game, if I'm to be correct, while I was watching the game. Gerald Konza, today he lost 1 ball. Maybe that's why he's really low. Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, of course, with that assist and everything like that. Luis Diaz, the one-on-one take, which we're just talking about under Mr. Mark's analysis, that it will help Liverpool so much proper if they have somebody who takes advantage of those spaces. And I think that's one thing that they need to work on. As well as Diogo Jota scoring that wonder goal. I think the best goal in this preseason so far. It will help the team, but I'm not actually here to look at that. I need you to look at the average position of all the players who were playing today for Liverpool, the spaces in which they were covering, and what Arne Slot is speaking. Because I want people to understand that as much as we are going to be talking about that, it's not a 4-2-3. I get it. Look at how the players were playing. Jota was playing as the number 9. Look at his heat map. Look at his heat map. Few times when he was in the box, most of the times he was behind. Salah, as the guy who looked like he was most forward, look at his heat map. He was covering and really hugging that wing and going into the 18 area mostly as he was attacking, as well as Diaz. Diaz taking advantage of the wings, coming into the box, trying to be effective. But look at the position where McAllister was. Look where McAllister's game was played the most. Like I'm saying, he's the guy that is in between the movement of Szoboszlai. Either he's coming back or he's going forward. That's what he's going to be doing, that role of becoming the guy who makes it easy and passing it to that number 10. And let's look at our own Dom, what he was doing. Dom and Szoboszlai, he was covering that right position, but mostly it felt that the heat was more into that center, playing that role of being the number 10 role. So that's how they're going to be working on this season, as well as Trent Alexander-Arnold. He was coming in to help on the other side, but mostly was focusing on the defensive side when he didn't have the ball or when he's supposed to be defending, as well, coming forward when he was attacking, which also screams the same thing with Tsimikas, covering that position at the defense, because sometimes he had to come and play one of the third players in the back line when Liverpool were attacking on the right side. All of this explains each and every one of those players' roles and what they're expected to do. Virgil van Dijk, of course, is going to be covering that position, and mostly central, not left. Like, if you look at that, the most position of him was central, because most of the times, even in attack, he's the guy who's standing as the gunman at the central position, and when they are in defense, he's coming back at that same position. Wow, I think this is just going to make sense for you. Look where the side where we saw Konza. Look at the side in which he was covering, which all makes sense. So this is how Slot is using his Liverpool team. He wants Virgil van Dijk to command this position. This whole position, it's his when they're in attack. This side is his when they're in attack, and this is his when they're in defense, as well as Konza covering this position when they're in attack. Sometimes he has to move this side when Trent Alexander is in attack, and sometimes Virgil moves a bit this side and Konza comes a bit in the middle, while Tsimikas is going the other side. That's how they're going to be working on, like, in the Slot formation. And that double pivot, as you can see, McAllister looks like he's playing there. But I think you did see it when we look at this position. It was more central. He was not covering that left side of the game, that like what they're showing here. He was around here, which meant the guy Gravenberch had to drop here to help the team move the ball perfectly and actually be able to make the game exciting. The man of the moment, of course, Diaz, the way he played today, the way he actually did so well, and he helped the team, as well as Trey Nyoni, the way he did so. Look at how his minutes on the game, which was 60, he had 2 goals. He didn't have assists, but he had 2 shots. Also, 2 shots and 2 goals. That's amazing. 1 shot off target. So what are they saying? Where did the other goal came from? Where did the other goal came from? Anyway, I think that's just a mistake. But he had so many take-on, key passes, long ball, ground duels, which he had to win, which were 2. He lost the balls 7 times and fouled. I think he had 1 foul. He was fouled 2 times. Offside, I think it was once, and I think that was the beginning of the game. Clearance, he was not really doing so much in terms of what's happening below. What he was doing was what he was covering. Trey Nyoni came in, the pass accuracy, man, from this kid. Comparing it to Diaz, who had 81, who played 62 minutes. This kid came in and he actually played less, but he had a better pass accuracy than Diaz. Maybe, I don't know. And he scored his first goal. I have so much belief in this young kid. You're going to see so much out of him. And as well as Diogo Jota, like I said, his movement was interesting because he was actually not playing as the number 9 that everyone expected him to be. He was moving at the position to help the team to actually take advantage on that. And as well, the goal people. The position he scored the goal, it's amazing. Let's see what he does, but I'm expecting big things out of this one. 1 key passes, lost the ball 9 times. He was fouled as well, and I think he played so well. Mohamed Salah on the other side, I did not really see so much of Salah, but I can respect that. Played 90 minutes, had no goal, no assist, but he was very pivotal in the movement. The pass accuracy as well. Crosses, long balls, he did ground duels. Liverpool, if they were taking advantage of what Salah was bringing, this could have been a different game. But one thing I can tell you, this all will improve, and I cannot wait to see what happens. But that's how Liverpool did beat this team. And I think they played it so well. Everything that we expect from the players was shown today, and I'm just expecting them to even get way much better. And we can all give some amazing analysis and actual appreciation over some of the best goals which were scored by the Liverpool players today. And I think it was really an amazing thing to watch. But what can you say, people? What did you think of Liverpool's performance, and what are you expecting to see from them going forward, and how can they build from what they've already shown, and what is the best thing they need to do going forward? Because I do believe that Claude Slot is working on something amazing, and I think these players will get more another week to understand more of what Arne Slot is expecting of them, and I think they will even get much, much better than what we saw today. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you're enjoying this, like and subscribe to the Connect. I'll keep doing these tactics videos if you enjoy them, and let me know what you're expecting from me as well on the Connect, what you want me to talk about. Like I'm telling you, we have already seen the rating show is going to be coming in full force this season. The analysis show, I'm going to be doing a special show where I just do the analysis of all the Liverpool games and the team that they would have played, like I just did today, as well as the news. Everything that is happening will be coming up here, as well as maybe done deal. I need the Zubimendi situation to come to an end, people. And I think all of you guys are also seeking the same thing. But that's what we're here for, people. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host, Sam. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you had an amazing time and you enjoyed the analysis we had, as well as the news and my thoughts over the news. Let's see where we go from here. This is the Liverpool channel, on the TFC Liverpool channel. Do me a favor, like, subscribe. Go subscribe to the TFC main channel as well if you want to see the other things that I cover on that main channel. It's really important. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a blast to be with you guys, but I cannot wait to see where we go from here. Enjoy your day. Subscribe, and we'll see you on another one. Peace. We are out. Subscribe.
Beats the goalkeeper. They're just lost for words. He is just brilliant. Georgie